What up, everybody? It's PJ here, and joining me this week is not Excabandai, it's actually Keith from the Week 1 video. What up, Keith? Been a minute.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it's been a almost a whole season of football since I've been back.
For real, you've been on the Rocket League videos and stuff with us in the meantime whenever you weren't, like, working and everything, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
first time you've been able to even talk football since then when your schedule decided to change out of nowhere.
I know. Life
But,
happens, my friend.
yeah, but, kind of funny that we ended up drawing the Cowboys here for this video to start with, so. Um,
I love it.
yeah, but speaking of Packers Cowboys, we last video that Zach and I got to do was the preview for the Packers Cowboys game, and then going into it, I said at the time I thought Dallas, would probably win 34-27, but I also said Green Bay had a pretty good puncher's chance because of the run game, and naturally, just as everybody expected, Green Bay came in and blew the doors off of Dallas.
Blew
Um,
the doors off them boys.
Yeah, like seventh seed, winning for the first time ever, staying undefeated in Jerry World, and also just winning their first postseason game since 2020 season was nice. Um, you know, we were talking about it outside of the channel and stuff, but I was on my way to Pennsylvania for the week because my daughter's birthday, and um, getting to see the in-laws and all that. But yeah, like we landed in Pittsburgh at like 9 o'clock that morning or something like that. We had to get up at like 3 in the morning to travel. Got on the flight at like 6, and then from there it was landed in Pittsburgh around 9, and got to see some of my wife's family and stuff down there. Shout out to Brian and Jude, who I got to hang out with for part of the day while there was a wedding shower going on. But yeah, like when we finally got going to the house where uh, my wife's parents stay, it was like driving in the mountains of Pennsylvania and all that rural stuff, and all the way up to almost, not quite to the New York border, but not too far away from it either. But man, like the entire time, I'm just praying that my cell service holds up so I can watch the game. And luckily, we had radio as backup and everything. But yeah, I think
Like the old-fashioned way, huh?
yeah, for real. But man, it felt like it felt like I don't know, like when that game started and that first drive happened, and it was like 12 plays, 75 yards for the Packers, taking up half the first quarter. They didn't even have like a third down, I think, until the actual final play of the drive, the touchdown itself. I was like, all right, the offense is gonna give them a shot today, so that's nice. And all of a sudden, it was like, you know, in the preview video, I don't know if you got to see it or not. I had also mentioned that I didn't expect Green Bay to get a whole lot of turnovers because that was just not something they did a whole lot of. So after the 7-0 jump on them, to suddenly get Jair Alexander making me eat my words and score a touchdown, or not score a touchdown, but get the interception that set up the second touchdown, I was like, oh my god, this is happening. And then I'm trying to like calm my hype down because I'm like, it's the hope that kills you. And
Love it.
yeah, then all of a sudden it's like 10 plays, 93 yards, and Jordan Love hitting an absolute beaut to Wicks to make it to 20-0, and then Savage got that 27-0 lead up for us with that pick six, and all I could think about in the car was I cannot wait to see Scooter Magruder's reaction video to this week. But yeah, I mean they ended up getting the touchdown before half and a field goal coming out of half. So it was kind of like oh man, don't let them back in it. Don't let them back in it. But then when Green Bay went and responded with like an almost 50-yard bomb to Dobbs, and then just a couple plays later, Aaron Jones gets his third touchdown of the game. That moment was when I was like, yeah, Green Bay's winning today. Defense,
Yeah,
yeah,
Aaron Jones was eating.
Oh my god, dude! Like the defense made it a little bit more uncomfortable than it needed to be with that. It got to like 48-16, and all of a sudden they were giving up 16 points real quick. But outside of that, man, that was a fun win. Going into that game too, we were talking about it, Zach and I, that if Green Bay was going to win, it was going to base basically off the run game. Of the five losses that the Cowboys had, four of them they had like real kind of weak performances against the run, and like you said, Aaron Jones just decided to eat that day like he normally does against Dallas. But uh,
Beast.
yeah, looking at stats, he ended up with 118 yards rushing along with the 3 touchdowns. The team as a whole, including the kneel down at the end, had 143 yards on the ground on 33 carries. So, they did what they needed to do to get that win. But then, just in general, too, like the passing game, Jordan Love having a perfect passer rating until the very last pass, but 16 to 21, 272, 3 touchdowns. Dobbs getting 6 catches, 151 yards, and one of those touchdowns was amazing. And Luke Musgrave staying on his feet. Holy crap! I've never seen somebody so open for a touchdown. But the offense also kept Dallas from getting any sacks. Parsons, I think, ended up with like just 2 tackles on the entire day, and he didn't even get a pressure, if I remember right. Um, to kind of wrap up what the preview was on that one, we had said that Lamb was going to be an issue, and he did get over 100 yards along with Gallup, and I think Ferguson came really close to it, like 90 something. But most of that also came during the time where they were needing to make up points, so they're playing catch up and having to throw anyways. So altogether, like that was probably my favorite playoff win for the Packers since the Super Bowl 45 victory. The only one that is really in contention with it is the he went to Jared game, where Jared Cook tiptoed it on the sideline and Crosby hit the game winner against him. But
I remember that.
yeah, so I was pretty pumped wild card weekend, and fortunately, your Dolphins kind of got frozen out there in Kansas City, but at least
Yep.
uh, at least you could say they lost to the AFC champions, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I would rather a complete totally different outcome, but it is what it is. It was I think they said it was like one of the coldest games in NFL history.
Yeah, I think it was
Um,
like top 5 or something like that.
yeah, us Miami boys don't handle that cold really good, I guess you could say, that Kansas cold. So, but yeah, it was a good season overall. Just really wish it wasn't a one and done thing. Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of sucks. But hey, I mean, as far as the Packers go, a lot of people are doing a lot of chirping in the off season about how you guys aren't gonna do all that great. Jordan Love isn't developed enough, and look how far you guys came this year, and you exposed them boys for who they really were,
Yeah.
frauds.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. When Green Bay actually pulled off that victory, I was so happy. One, that the Packers were winning in general, but two, like I didn't have to hear about it from anybody at work because we have so many Cowboys fans that
Oh.
to be able to just sit there and be like, "All right, how's everybody doing today?" and just let them suffer a little bit was nice.
Oh, that had to have been so amazing. I
You
mean,
what?
what?
Did you see that with Dak? He just like threw me
Yeah,
off.
I was like, Jesus.
All right then,
I was like, that happens in Madden?
only to me.
I guess. Yeah. But I mean, that was that game was amazing though. I just remember being at work, looking at my phone, and I think it was what, 20-0, 21-0 or something. I was like, "What?
Yeah,
What is
yeah,
going on?"
yeah. It was 20-0 because of the missed extra point, which that was not unexpected with how some of the kicks have been going this year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that comes up in the San Francisco game that we'll be talking about in a minute too. But
I know. You guys have been so like I feel like Green Bay's always struggling when it comes to special teams, man. Like when it comes to
yeah,
your kicker.
Man, it's been brutal. Like Crosby hasn't usually been the issue before Carlson, but it'd be like some random stuff. Like one of the losses to San Fran in the playoffs happened to be a blocked punt that gets returned for points. You get um, just random stuff like that. Hell, everybody jokes about Mo Drayton a couple years ago, basically costing us that game.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, ultimately that Green Bay game against Dallas, that was a lot of fun. But then, then after that, you start to have the realization that it's the familiar boogeyman with the San Francisco 49ers who just won the NFC because of the Detroit Lions choking a little bit today.
Yep.
So we didn't get to do a preview on that game since me being out of state and stuff. I was barely having internet access most nights outside of like when I was directly at the house with Wi-Fi, but I didn't have any consoles or anything to play anything. But yeah, going into that game, talking with Zach and stuff, I don't think either of us were confident that Green Bay was going to get a victory. I thought Green Bay could keep it close potentially because San Francisco I thought might be a little bit rusty after the week off from the bye week, and then also kind of resting a lot of starters in week 17 or excuse me week 18 now. But yeah, the game.
Speaking of Zach,
What about them?
Hello.
Hey,
we've been
so
joined by a special guest.
yeah, what up, man? I didn't think you were going to be on tonight.
Well, I'm here now.
Well, you're just in time to talk about the disappointment of the Packers and 49ers game.
Goodbye.
But no, it was I had just started to say, after the Green Bay and Dallas game where Green Bay got that nice win. We got our familiar boogeyman with San Francisco and didn't get to do a preview on it, but I had just mentioned that we weren't. I don't think either of us expected to win on that one. Just kind of hoping to keep it close, type of deal.
Correct.
Yeah, and then honestly, like Green Bay came out and they looked like the better team to start that game. That first half, I think at one point Green Bay had something like a 23 or 25 plays ran to San Francisco's 5, and the hard part was they only got the one field goal. They had the turnover on downs, which that was questionable spots, but that happened a lot on Saturday. And then I'm getting killed by Ferguson
Nothing
over here.
questionable about it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you had the missed INT too from Savage that kills you, and eventually Kittle got behind Savage for that touchdown. And despite how good Green Bay looked, they went into halftime down 7-6, and that sucked. But at least it wasn't 10-6. Wooden had that nice block on the field goal to kind of keep it 1 point game. But then that third quarter went bonkers, man. They had the 3-and-out. Green Bay got a 3-and-out to start on the defensive side, and then the offense goes and loses 11 yards on that pitch that Jones had dropped, only to then get the pass interference call to get like 40 yards from Melton, and then they went right back to him for the touchdown. And it's like, all right, we're back on top, all good, all good. And then immediately, like San Francisco goes and big plays down the field, and McCaffrey gets the big touchdown, and it's like not all good. But then Nixon decides to break off like a 73-yard run, and it's like back to good and fumble. Oh god, oh god, oh god. And then Eric Wilson has like one of the best fumble recoveries ever. Sort of felt like the scene from The Simpsons where the Homer's over there and they're like, "That's good, that's bad, that's good, that's bad." But ultimately it ended up with a Kraft touchdown and a 2-pointer to Jones, and Green Bay was up 21-14. And all right then. But then you had the interception by Love, and that was tough because of it setting up the short field that San Francisco eventually got the field goal off of to make it 21-17. And then after all of that, Green Bay had the ball and the chance to hit the dagger on the 49ers, and Zach can testify to this. We're both messaging each other during that game. Just, we need a touchdown now. We need a touchdown now. We need a touchdown now. And
It was like 4 drives in a row where we're like, okay, offense, get a touchdown.
please do it. And then when Aaron Jones hit that 53-yarder, I was like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. He goes over 100 yards rushing for the 5th straight time, which is a new team record. And, everything looked like it might go Green Bay's way for once. And that's where the hope ended, because they didn't get much else after that. And then the 51-yard field goal, or excuse me, the 41-yard field goal attempt went wide left, and I wanted to cry because you kind of knew it was coming.
The offense was really out of sorts after Zach Tom got hurt.
Yeah.
I think that if he hadn't gotten it was concussion, right, officially?
I believe so, yeah.
I honestly feel that if he hadn't have gone out, that the offense would have gotten just those few extra points that they needed.
Yeah, it's tough because, he goes down. He's been probably our best offensive lineman, maybe second best with Jenkins this past season. So to lose him was like, crap. And then, Joe Barry gave us one last gift to remember us by 12 plays, 69-yard touchdown drive for San Francisco at the end.
Yep.
And then Jordan Love decided to go far and throw that cross-body, interception in the middle of the field to seal the season, which, it sucks, but he'll learn from it. So, I'm tired of losing to the 49ers in the playoffs. I'm like, I wonder if this is what Bears fans feel like against us.
Probably. But they haven't beat us in 5 years, so
It
you can definitely see that.
It feels like we haven't beat the 49ers in a while. I know we had the one Monday night against her back in
We
the
had the one
season.
regular season win, but in the playoffs, I mean, we've lost, I think, this last 6 against them.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 6.
Wasn't it Favre's last playoff game against the 49ers?
His was against the Giants for the Packers.
No. The last time we played the 49ers was Favre. He lost that game, and then all the games with Rodgers and now Love, we lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let me see real quick.
Because that was the Jerry Rice actually did fumble game.
Yep.
Nice touchdown throw.
Thank you. But yeah, so I think trying to pull it up real quick to see. I'm pretty sure you're right though. I want to say 98 was the first 49ers win against Favre's Packers, and then from there it was downhill. But I can't remember if Green Bay had one more before Rodgers or not with them off the top of my head, because they started kind of not playing too good for a little minute.
We've only played them 10 times in the playoffs.
Hey,
and
0-1. Packers beat the 49ers in 0-1.
Is that in the playoffs?
Yeah, wild card.
Okay.
Damn, that was the last time you guys beat the Niners in the playoffs?
Yeah, because they lost. They didn't play in the playoffs again until 2012, and they lost that one. And then
at 13.
Yeah, 13 they lost in the wild card. 2019 was the NFC title game. They had 2021 the divisional round, and then 2023 was the divisional round. So it's been since 01 since the Packers have beaten the 49ers in the playoffs. Thanks, I hate it.
What do you guys, all these times that you guys have lost to the Niners, like, is it always like the same, are you guys having the same troubles every time you guys face the Niners, or is it always something
it's been
different?
Yeah, it's different.
At least the last 5 have been different, because we had was it 2012 and 13? We had Kaepernick running wild against Dom Capers' defense, and then in 2019
was the Raheem Mostert still running to this day game.
Yeah, that was where who was our Pettin?
Yeah, that should have been Pettin.
Yeah, so Pettin's defense had Mostert run for like 200 yards.
Jesus.
So one, we had running quarterback gash us, and then we just had a running back gash us. Then 2021 was that frozen game where the offense just didn't score points, and then the special teams gave up a touchdown on a block punt. And that game ended 13-10. So, and then this one was kind of like a mixture of where the defense wasn't particularly bad for most of it, but they kind of faltered at the end. And then the offense wasn't great for most of it, but they were good enough to get, 21 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, of all the games that we played, I think this is the one where I felt the most comfortable actually playing them.
Yeah.
Because like the game that ended 13-10, I didn't expect that game to be that close at that point at all, and the defense showed up and held them down. Of course, the weather did play a huge role. It was very cold. It was, literally like they were playing on ice. It was so cold. So I'm sure that had an effect, but they were a running team. They still are a running team. I expected them to dominate us because it was going to be a running game.
Yeah. But I think what's extra annoying too right now is with the 49ers is they just won the NFC against, Detroit today. But man, they've looked so beatable like this entire postseason, and now they're in the Super Bowl anyways.
Yeah, the two games they've played, it's not like they came out and looked great throughout. They've gotten a ridiculous amount of luck with, dropped interceptions, the ball just bouncing the right way. And I don't know as much about the game against the Lions, but against us, I mean, whether you want to admit to it or not, I will definitely admit to it. Those refs sucked, and they sucked in favor of the 49ers.
Yeah, there was
I
that was
I
probably the
know
most
that
vocal.
Yeah, I know that they had the defensive pass interference calls and they went against the 49ers, but I mean, those were so painfully obvious. What wasn't obvious is them constantly spotting us short on multiple plays. Because that drive that we turned it over on downs, the run, I think it was on second down. Yeah, the run on second down, Jones got to about half a yard short. They marked it a full yard short. The very next run, he got about half a yard short. They marked it a full yard short. And then the fourth down play, it looked like Love crossed the line, and they marked it about 6 inches short. Like, if you take all of those short distances and add them together, we got a first down by 2 yards.
Yeah, it
But
was.
those aren't penalties. Those aren't on the stat sheet. So, like, if you just look at the box score after the game, you can't see that those calls were horrible. And then we had the other one that was short, and LaFleur had to challenge it.
I
And it
know.
was one of the shortest challenges I've ever seen because it was obvious that he was across the line and it was a first down.
Yeah, that
Like
that pissed me
it,
off so much.
yeah, it was terrible officiating from a like execution standpoint. And it just seemed that all those execution errors were going in favor of the 49ers. I don't remember. Oh, and they had the block in the back on McCaffrey's first touchdown that wasn't called.
Yeah.
It literally is the reason that he was, sprung free.
What
It
about
happened
that?
right in front of him.
What about that painful offsides thing? Wasn't it like blatant offsides? Like the picture PJ posted in Discord. Wasn't
Yeah, it
even
Yeah.
called
was,
either.
but that was one of those where we quick snapped the fourth down run. So I'm not really surprised that was missed because everything was moving so fast. Everyone ran to the line and snapped it. It's possible that they legitimately just didn't notice it because everything went so quickly. But
Right.
the ball being marked short consistently, like, how do you consistently pick the wrong spot to put the ball?
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, you can go watch a replay of those plays. You can see it was short 3 plays in a row. And then we ended up turning it over on downs.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, at least you know, there's gonna be some changes this year. Green Bay's gone,
Joe
and
Barry got fired.
yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say the strength and coordinator, Gizzy, I think Grizzy, whatever his name was, he ended up getting let go too. But yeah, Joe Barry is out
Yeah.
at defensive coordinator, so I do wish him well. Like I didn't really care for him as a coordinator, but he seemed to be really well liked by the team, and they were trying to play for him there. Just
Yeah,
you
I
know,
heard I heard he was very organized, and the players and other coaches liked working with him. But for the most part, he could not call a defense on game day unless we were playing against like an all-pro quarterback. For
yeah,
whatever reason, your Dak Prescott's and your Patrick Mahomes struggle against Joe Barry defense, and then your DeVitos are like all-pro future Hall of Fame performance against him. Makes no sense.
yeah, it was so aggravating every time. But obviously we'll do like another Madden video too whenever Green Bay does make a selection on who the new defense coordinator is going to be. But anybody in particular on your wish list? And before you give an answer, I will say the only people I've seen so far confirmed for either requesting or actual interviews is Brandon Staley, the ex-Chargers head coach, uh, Bobby Babich, I believe is his name, the linebackers coach for the Bills, Christian Parker, who has kind of been rumored as the guy that they're looking at for the Broncos DBs, and then Aiden Durde, the defensive line coach right now for Dallas. Um, I know there's going to be like a ton of other people that are looked at as well, but that seems to be the initial group. So, anybody that stands up for you, Zach?
I don't think I have a individual person that's at least in the running. I think that if you had asked me last year, I would have said Evero, but there's no way we could even get him if we wanted to because it's a lateral move and they could just block it.
Yeah, I was
Um,
actually joking with Keith before this too. He ended up getting blocked by the Panthers for the Dolphins requesting him.
it makes sense. It's a lateral move. They can do that. And
Yeah.
he did well, so I don't know why they would let him leave unless it's to be a head coach.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't guess I really have a person other than that that's like, yeah, I think they'll be good. But I want someone young, and it's not because Joe Barry's old. It's because I want someone to like, have a new idea. Like our last defensive coordinators have been Dom Capers, very ancient. Mike Pettin had been around the league for a while and had been, I think he'd been head coach of the Browns, right?
yeah.
Was he head coach or was he just defensive coordinator there?
He was head coach, I believe.
Okay. And then we had Barry, who was defensive coordinator for several poor defenses. So, like, I just want someone new. Like, I don't care if they're untested. Matt LaFleur was untested for the most part. He only had what, one season as a uh, offensive coordinator,
Uh,
and
yeah, it
maybe two.
was. It might have been
You
two,
know,
but I think he only had the one as a play caller itself.
yeah. So like, and that seemed to be working well. You know, Mike McCarthy, when we hired him, was a similar situation. He had only been a play caller for a year or two, and they're like, well, their offenses are bad, but it was clearly more of an issue with the particular players that they were coaching at the time because they go to their new teams and they're good.
Yeah,
I want something similar with a defensive coordinator. I don't care if he's a position coach that has never called plays or has only assisted in calling plays. I just want someone new. Give him a chance. What's the worst that can happen? Like our defense was like bottom 5 in DVOA. It'd be very difficult for us to get significantly worse.
I'm looking
Like
forward to the attempt though.
marginally worse is last place in the league. So, you know, it would be nice to at least attempt something different.
That's a big play sequence in this game.
Yep.
Wide
Let's
open.
go.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in agreement with you, Zach. I was joking with Zach the other day, Keith, that I didn't want Christian Parker, not because of anything with him as a coach. It's just the fact that he's younger than me, and I'm not mentally ready for that yet.
He's younger than you.
32.
He's 32, and PJ is not 32.
Yeah, he's 38.
Acts like it.
What the hell? Did you see that defensive end just decide to jump on me?
Yeah,
Inky.
How rude.
and you're
But
just not ready for a young coach, huh? Younger than you, coach?
nah, not yet. This year was the first time everybody on the roster was younger than me, and it hurt. I can't start seeing coaches younger than me too.
Dude, I mean, oh, what a catch!
Oh
Yeah,
baby,
you really
let's
feel old
go.
when your favorite football team starts hiring coaches younger than you. You're like, damn.
Oh dude, just like being a Florida State fan, seeing some of the recruits recently be like sons of alumni and stuff hurt.
Yeah, it hurt me too. I'm sorry.
Wicks, Wicks,
Sorry
Wicks.
you're old.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
It was wide open.
Yep. All right. You already know what this is. All year on the channel, if I ever got in this situation, you go for two.
Went for 2.
Yeah.
Can the Packers beat the Cowboys one more time? Oh, baby. Please give me Kraft. Oh. What the? I went Musgrave anyways.
It
Should have
looked like
thrown it right as he did the break.
I know.
He was open at the break.
I know. Ah.
you wait too long.
I blew it. What the hell?
What the hell?
How did you hit it sideways?
I don't know. What the hell was that?
I don't even know, man. What? That was the weirdest onside kick I've ever seen.
He's gone for it. Interesting.
Oh, PJ, you
He's
lost
learned
to them boys. Oh.
he's learned nothing from the Miami Hurricanes.
Jeez.
Uh
Pain without love. Pain.
you know what? At least they didn't lose to him in real life.
Yeah, where it counts.
I hate Dallas, so that sucked.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, I guess same question to you, Keith. Since the Dolphins are looking for a coordinator, anybody you're looking for?
Not in particular. To be honest, I really don't know anybody that would be our defensive coordinator. I mean, do you guys have anybody in mind?
If I had to say one person from who they've kind of rumored so far, the Bobby Babbage guy from Buffalo seems pretty good. I don't know his schemes or anything like that yet, what he would be looking at. So that's going to be something kind of important doing that research. But that's why I'm more than willing to let the Packers decide who they're going to have as a coordinator and then research that person instead of trying to figure out 18 different people's stuff beforehand. But at least with
Yeah.
but at least with him, he's worked with both linebackers and DBs, and seems to be ready to be the next big coordinator. So I mean, Bills fans love him. So I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to. I'm hopefully looking forward to seeing him in Green Bay.
Bills
But
Mafia, baby.
undefeated at tailgating. Also, I'm so annoyed that I went 18 for 18 with Jordan Love, 4 touchdown passes, and the one pass I missed was the 2-pointer. Ugh. But
Well, don't be a failure and you won't miss.
don't be a failure. Don't be a
Yeah, like
failure.
the Dolphins.
But
Dolphins are supposed to be smart creatures.
but yeah, I guess
Hot and cold.
before we wrap it up this week, is there anything that y'all want to say before we go?
I mean, I don't have anything to say. It was a good season. Good season on your channel.
Yeah.
And I joined this video super late, but yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead and say too how much you love beating them boys.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
The Cowboys.
Pause.
The Cowboys.
Pause.
The Cowboys.
Come
I'm
on.
sorry.
Better. And
Yeah.
yes, it was amazing.
Work
Just
with.
think of the happiest person you've ever seen a picture of, and that's what I looked like watching that game.
I told Keith it was so nice walking back into work and not having to hear any trash talk.
Yeah, that would have been very frustrating.
Oh man, they target the hell out of me for being a Packers fan.
Really?
Oh yeah, like there's one lady in particular, shout out to Myra, that her husband's a big Cowboys fan, so she likes to trash talk. And there was the year that Green Bay Rodgers hit Adams with like 13 seconds left to win a regular season game. Everybody in the office was like calling her a jinx because we had Jersey Mondays at that point. And when Dallas took the lead with like a minute and 13 left, she started organizing the group message for them to like wear all Cowboys jerseys and go like start seeing me the next day and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Green Bay came back and scored the touchdown to win it, and they like just they were on her case all week.
Bro, what? She was in there saying all that stuff before the game was even over.
Yeah, on the text messages apparently she was.
Wow.
So, love you, Meyer.
Awesome.
But yeah, so I guess what we'll say is go Pack go until next time, and stay tuned because I'm planning on having some other games outside of Madden on the channel here shortly, and uh, feel free to follow on social media to kind of see the updates. So until next time.